Bon dia. Hey, what's up? My name is Miladies. I'm your spirit shifter here guiding you on your journey to self-awareness. Let me know if you can hear me. Happy July. Did you read the article? Because it's a lot going on, enough for us to mind our business. All right. What's up, TikTok? First and foremost, thank you, thank you, thank you. We made it to 750. We 250 away from 1,000. So come through, come through. Let's get to 800. All right. You already know there's about to be another giveaway. You know, every time we hit the 50s, we do giveaways. And for my last giveawayers, I sent y'all an email. What's up? Okay, so hey, my beautiful people. I'm sending y'all so much love. Today we're gonna talk about all these goddamn retrogrades, all right? Because if you've been feeling like things has been slowing down, it's for a reason. First and foremost, go get your natal chart, your transit natal chart. If you don't know how to get your transit natal chart, go and look at a video that I have somewhere on the YouTube page, and it talks about how to get your transit chart. It is very important so that you can know what area of your life is changing. Everybody, including the babies, maybe not the babies that's coming into the world because they're already coming in with the energy. Everybody's going through a shift. So be easy with your 5-year-old, be easy with your 7-year-old, be easy with your 10-year-old, and your grandkids as well. All right. There's hella new energy on the planet in general. All right. Hello. 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 Don't get me started. Hey. All right. So share this with a friend. If you're on here, like the video. If you live with me, if you're not, like the video when you finish seeing it. So I do believe the most important thing for us to do from now until December is to learn how to regulate our nervous system. All right. I feel like that is the most important thing. Hello. Regulate your nervous system. And I'm going to keep saying that. As we regulate our nervous system, we are going to be able to have clear thoughts on what is coming towards our way. If we too hot-headed or aggressive, we're not going to be able to see clearly. So what does that mean? That means breath work. First and foremost, before I became a fitness instructor, I thought I was breathing correctly. And then when I got my dogs and I started watching animals breathe, they are in sync with nature. Dogs, cats, all the animals except for us. And I say that with the most biggest heart because I do teach people how to breathe, right? I'm a meditation practitioner. I do the yoga, I do the somatic. I got all those certifications for you guys. So breathing. The easiest breath work is the 4 counts, right? You inhale for 4 counts, you hold for 4, and then you exhale for 6. And you do that 3 times. This is going to be very crucial because, again, we are stabilizing new energy into our body. And some of us don't know what the fuck is going on. All right. Those of us who weren't emotional and were strong and hard are now like crying over videos on TikTok. That's me. Right. So that's the first thing that I want to share. Learn how to calm down. All right. Retrogrades. When it comes to retrogrades, it's important to know that it's a halt, right? For us to review the energies that we just been through. Like I expressed, we have Neptune, who has not been in Aries for over 160 odd years. And we all of us decided, hey, I'm going to be on Earth in 2025 and experience that. Yeah. So we here. So what's up? We're not running away. We ran away 165 years ago. All right. So begin to get to know yourself. It is very important, because then you're going to be mad when other people, oh, they don't know me. They don't know about me. Duh, because do you know about yourself? All right. That's what Aries is all about, knowing about self. And there's a lot of that energy happening, learning about self. So retrogrades is the R's, reviewing what just happened, researching what just happened, reinventing, right? Revisiting, all those things. So there is a slow thing happening in the month of July, even though your schedule may be packed, because get your fucking planner out. Plan. Begin to start planning month by month, week by week. We're not talking about, you have your grand scale goals. However, plan. So at least for the month of July, a lot of these retrogrades are going to be extending to December. Now they're going to gradually go back to the signs that they previously were, which means that the little bit of residue that is left from the zodiac sign these planets were in, they're going to go back there and they're going to go and do their damn thing until 2026. So what we're experiencing right now is a preview on what these planets have in store for us. I know I'm going to get into more details. I desire to share it this way so you can understand how crucial this time is for you, your family, your friends. All right. So when these energies come back, specific ones come back in 2026, it's showtime. What does that mean? Everything you express that you desire to do during this time is going to be propelled for an extended period of time. Let me drink my coffee. Buenos dias. Bom dia. Y'all, I'm learning Portuguese. Yo, imagine me speaking astrology in Portuguese. Give me 3 years. Give me 3 years. And I'll be beginners. Yeah. But give me 3 years. Bom dia. I'm going hard on that. First of all, I'm 40 years old. I wanted to do something different. Some people, get piercings. They go, have the midlife crisis. I'm just learning Portuguese. Shout out to my friend who invited me to Duolingo. Eu quiero un café. All right, focus. All right, so everybody always knows about, Mercury retrograde. But I shared before this a whole video that I have also on Mercury retrograde, where I already shared what was happening, because Mercury retrograde is not the biggest deal this year. The biggest deal is Neptune, Saturn. Give me a second. I'm going to say it both ways. Uranus and Uranus. You pick which one you like. All right. Who else? And of course, the whole Pluto situation. But we kind of already getting used to Pluto, right? Pluto has been retrograde since May. So we kind of like already getting used to that. Some of us who have been dragged for the last 14 years, we feel a little bit better. All right. So with that being said, these 4 planets, all right, shifted into a new zodiac sign for the first time in a long time. All right. What did we sign up for? What did we sign up for? So if you're starting a new career in an area that you have never thought about or experienced before, jump at it. Don't be scared, or be scared and jump into it. All right. A lot of times we go to school and, we get all these degrees and certifications, but a lot of people won't give us an opportunity if we don't have experience. Fake it till you fucking make it. If it's something you desire, fake it till you make it. Because if it's one thing we learned is that delusional energy can take you to certain places. With structure, that's what Saturn is here for. All right. So let's get to it. All right. So don't forget to go read the article. I'm gonna do a shorter video, probably like a 60-second video saying everything that's happening. We have the Capricorn. This is July, by the way. So if you're watching in December, disregard. Because you guys got to keep coming back to this video to remember. We have the full moon in Capricorn happening as well. All right, so go read that article. It's on Buy Me a Coffee. Thank you to everyone who reads the article. Thank you for liking it. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. I love you guys so much. I not only speak about this, but I also embody this. So even though you guys don't see me here, I'm in the community. I'm in the community heavy. All right. What I desired, for those of you who know me, I have this beautiful energy to work with children and to work with the elderly, and those two things has come back into my life, and it does absorb most of my energy because I'm doing lesson plans and things like that. So yeah, shout out to my job. Hey, I got a part-time job, y'all. But I'm gonna share another video on that scene because it was chaotic. So focus. All right, so let's get to it. I'm gonna start with Pluto, since that was the first one. And a lot of this energy, so the Neptune, the Saturn, the Pluto energy, these energies are extensive. They are longer than the Mercury retrograde, than the Mars retrograde. They're years. All right. Neptune is like 14 years, and Saturn is 2.5 to 3 years. All right. Pluto is 20 something odd years. So this is not just a now energy, and I thank you for being interested now so that you can learn how to maneuver this energy as the years go by, because there are going to be other aspects, right? Other things that are going to be enhancing these energies. So other major transits that are going to be enhancing this energy, right? I got a free terminology page for you just in case you want to get with the program on these terminologies, because we moving together. I'm not leaving you behind. Oh my God, look, the coffee dripped on me. This is some shit. I can never be cool on TV. I'm good though. Anyways, so y'all know I'm not editing this, right? This is my ladies live. So let's go with Pluto. We already know the whole spiel about, and I'm reading my notes. We already know the whole spiel about Pluto going into Aquarius. Find out where is that in your chart. All right. When is it moving? Right. You have when you were born, and then you have this energy where it's moving. For me, is in my second house. So for the next 20 odd years, Pluto is going to be personally handling my finances. So that means Pluto's going to drag me first, make me become responsible with my personal finances and belongings, right? Decluttering and things like that. And then also with Aquarius there, it's also helping me with the whole astrology situation, setting that up for you guys. Oh, how do you know that, my ladies? Because I investigate myself. So I invite you to investigate yourself too. So since May 2nd to October 11th, we've been pondering on what is happening with you and society. How are you going to be contributing to society? How are you involved in different things? Like, what can I do for the community? Right? And prime example, that could have been around the time that some of you guys may have thought about updating your resume, or saying F this job, I don't want to be here, or even moving to another country. Some of us are doing that. All right. So until October 11th, this energy is going to be pulling on us. And we can see it in the collective world. Since May 2nd, we've been seeing a lot of things happening in the outer world, right? A lot of things happening. Yes, this does bring some type of warlike energy. Because the last time Pluto was in Aquarius, there was the French Revolution War, there was the Haitian War. All right, a lot of scientific breakthroughs also happened. So AI, ding, 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 ding. So for us, the collective, the most important thing is to, again, center our nervous system, learn new things. Do not be oblivious to learning new things. If you type on YouTube, what is Japan doing? What is Tokyo doing? Okay. Some things are not that bad when it comes to AI, right? So, as a collective, Aquarius, we do have Pluto, the power to shift how we want society to look. Oh, but how are we going to do that if we can't even get along and we can't even see that negative Nancy? You as an individual are censoring yourself. Hold up. I knew somebody was going to call me. You as an individual are setting yourself up. Are we worried about the outside? Of course. But because Pluto is going to be doing its thing for the next 20 years, the first couple of years, focus on self. Focus on how you can tighten up your traits, your talents, your skills, right? For my herbalists out there, right? How can you uh harness those traits and talents and teach the community how to do that, right? While still getting compensated. For those of you who are doctors and are no longer wanting to be in mainstream doctor shit, how can you shift that? All right. We're moving away from the systematic energy. So, us as individuals who are experienced, we cannot be scared to create differently. All right. Reminding ourselves that we just came out of Capricorn, where it's all about the government. Pluto was just there destroying all of that, and we was left with this residue, what we're seeing now. So, as a collective with Pluto and Aquarius, we come next. We the people, 10th house, 11th house. We the people are going to be shifting this, and it's already happening in many places. Where people are buying land and they're doing I don't know what it's called. Don't quote me on that. I think it's commutes. I don't know what it's called, but people are buying land. Everybody's building their house on that land, and everybody's eating from that land and doing their thing with that. You get where I'm going with this? This is the Pluto energy. So we do have to watch out for this the fear of systems falling, because that's what's going to continue to happen. I know. How do we shift this? We have to do research. We have to collaborate. We have to get together. We have to stop saying there's haters out there and I can't work with nobody. I never have nobody supporting me. How the same way you shift, oh, I'm in the best relationship of my life, it's the same way you shift how you desire to be supported. It works in all areas of your life. We cannot just shift the money sector and be like, oh, look how I'm getting money through manifesting. But what about manifesting good supportive group systems? I share this before and I'll say it again. The way I've been able to connect with people who are literally on the ground moving shit is by saying to myself that I am here to connect with people and work with people who are ready to shift the dynamics on earth in a smooth and easy way, through peace, through love, right? A little bit of war is going to obviously happen. Peace and love is coming, but we got to keep creating that. All right. So this is what the Pluto and Aquarius retrograde is all about. All right, how can we use technology to also bring in the community? All right, and then again, release what we thought was secure for us, and then not look at it as it being a loss. A lot of things such as the whole social security system, and you guys, I know I don't talk about this, but it's just to give you guys an idea. All of us who are putting in all this money into the social security system so that when we get older, we can retire and we can have a check. Go research that again. All right. So this is to bring you into awareness, not necessarily to fear mongle, because at the end of the day, we every day have the choice to choose. We have the choice to pick a different feeling that we want to feel, a different experience. We just have to keep calling it in. That's the best way that I can express this. So until October 11th, we're going to be going back to how can I contribute to the community? How can I contribute to myself? How can I learn what is happening with technology? Because things are shifting. Things are shifting. Okay. So that's what's happening with Pluto. We're going to go into the whole Neptune situation. How y'all feeling? Yes. All right. So, Neptune. When we talk about Neptune, we're talking about illusions, spirituality. We're talking about um with that, because it also comes in with its highs and its low, right? So the low part of Neptune is also being disillusional to the point where we can uh be in a space where we can be harmed, right? With those rose colored glasses, you could get into a relationship where we think it's a good relationship and it ends up not being the best relationship. That's the type of energy Pluto brings in. Signing up for, excuse me, Neptune, signing up for a job and not recognizing that the job um doesn't suit you well based on what you're what you want to experience now. Instead of working a full-time job where you overworking yourself, you desire a job that you get paid more and work less, but you somehow ended up back at a job that you have to overwork. So that's that Neptune energy, right? So Neptune was in Pisces for the last 14 years, right? Since it was like 2012, right? 2012, Neptune went into Pisces, and throughout that time, we were all in a space of creating an illusion for ourselves on how we were going to be living life, right? And then it went into Aries, and then reality hit, right? Because again, Neptune rules the dream, the illusion, and back to the escapism that comes back with the drugs, the addiction, right? And it doesn't necessarily have to be substance. It can be food. It can be, some of us collect stuff, right? It could be those type of addictions that we have, something that we can't stop doing. We all have addictions. I'm not judging you, all right? So but it can also be a collective fog. So as a community, we can also be kind of foggy in that area. So this comes into the space of us uh trusting who's guiding us in our cities and in our communities, aka the government, right? So we were in a very disillusional space when it came to that. Now it moved into Aries, and now that it moved into Aries, we see it. We see what's happening, right? So this brings a lot of spiritual war. All right. It also brings a lot of challenges on what is happening to us as a collective. It's an energy where we feel like we're owed something, as we should feel, right? So as I shared before, Neptune has not been in Aries since 1875, right? And during that time, another war topic, right? The Civil War, the global revolution was also there as well. So yes, can we see what it say history repeats itself type of energy? It can. However, we as a collective are in a different space. So many of us can continue to guide others to see their truth, whatever that truth may be. The truth that doesn't keep us stuck as a collective. All right. So during that time, also photography started rising up, spirituality as well, and then a lot of fight for freedom. What are we doing now? So yes, protesting is available as well as prophecies, but there's also a space of um, people guiding us in the wrong direction, like fake gurus. Again, being manipulated from a higher level so that we can be controlled as a mass. I'm coming deep today. I'm coming deep. All right. So we have to watch out for people using like church, spirituality, all those things as a mask for control. All right, that's important. Not being guided in a, if it doesn't feel good in here, do your best to channel yourself before you give your energy to anybody. And your energy can just be your attention and your time. Be mindful of that. All right. Um, and also allow yourself to grow, because when it's in Aries, it's working on self, right? So it's working on yourself, getting back to your truth, getting back to what pushes you, what ignites you in that sectum of your life when it comes to your dreams. So yes, dreams are heightened. So I've been getting calls from people about them having vivid dreams. Welcome. Welcome. I advise you to get a journal. Oh, what I don't like to write. Leave somebody a voice note if they do care about your dreams, right? Find that one person that care about your dreams and send them a voice note. A voice note. All right. People are using Chat GBT now, so Chat GBT can say something about the dreams. I don't know. I'm not sending you there. I'm just sharing what I've been told. All right. What do? I have friends that we speak about our dreams. All right. Um, because some of these dreams are not only dreams, they are messages to come into reality. So no, it's not one person or specific people that have these quote unquote special gifts. We all got it. We all got all the clears. We have it all. It is up to you to ignite that part of you. And this right here helps you out. All right. So the tip is to anchor what I just said, just spiritual downloads. What are downloads? I explained that on Threads. I'm on Threads, y'all. Go and read some stuff on Threads because it's the most easiest way for me to just write my thoughts on astrology and things like that and give some tips. And on Threads, somebody asked me, how do you know what's the difference between a download and yada, yada, yada? So the main important thing is to know that the same way that you download something on a computer and it comes down real fast like that, and you don't know until you open the file what it is, that's a download. Oh, come on, spirit. Right? Because sometimes you can open up that file and it can be corrupt, right? So we have to be mindful on how we use the discernment of the downloads. But the same way we get these downloads of high vibrational thoughts, we could get these downloads on low vibrational thoughts, depending on where your energy is at. All right. Y'all can still hear me? Holla if you hear me. Threads is lit. The listen, once you see, come get your birth chart over here, sis. But once you learn how to use Chat GBT, I don't use it for astrology either, because again, it's people putting information in there. But for the most part, once you know your natal chart, you can go deeper into Chat GBT by directing it. as well. So but come get your natal chart read. I'll help you out. Y'all, I didn't mention this earlier, but I also have I'm starting to do things on a smaller scale because some people cannot sit. I could sit for Netflix for 4 hours, but to see your natal chart, you can't, right? Okay, so I fixed it. So if you desire to learn about 2 houses in your natal chart, we can go through that. And then I also am adding the transit to that, so things could be much easier for you. So there's always a pair to a house. The first house is connected to the seventh house, right? And then the second house is connected to the eighth house and things like that. So I'm helping people understand the houses and the transits better just by focusing on two. So let me know. The link is below. All right. So we're gonna continue. Don't forget to like the video if you're watching live. I love you so much. So we go back to grounding through breath work, grounding through yoga, grounding through mindful movements. Mindful movements is as easy. Maybe you know what? I'm gonna have to ask somebody because me walking and talking. Anyways, I'm just imagining how can I share with you guys, but I'm gonna do it. Walking. We all walk, right? Even if you walk from your house to your car, we walking, right? Because I know some of y'all drive all day. And that's the reason why sometimes you might even feel too elevated because you sitting there and you driving all day. I'm a passenger princess. All right. I'm telling you right now, in due of emergencies, I will drive. Count on me. Other than that, I got too much ADHD type of energy. You feel me? So it's not safe. Anyways, so with that being said, I did see myself on the bus, on the train, in a car, and I wasn't walking a lot. Is that great? Absolutely. But how am I grounding? Ooh. Oh, thank you for the likes. How am I grounding? You feel me? And so, with that being said, mindful movements is as easy as anchoring your heels and all four corners of your feet to the floor. And that right there is already having you focus on your feet, and that's mindfulness as well, right? Practice makes improvements. So I desire for you to get into it. Some of us y'all know I work with seniors, right? So there's a few reasons why I work with seniors, but for the most part, it's because I didn't grow up with my grandparents. That is one of the main reasons. I digress. So with that being said, think of your lungs 20 years from now. Think of your breath 20 years from now. We want it to be at its optimal. I don't know, optimal. Why do we use that word? Anyways, at its best capacity, right? We don't desire. Excuse me. We desire to continue to breathe properly. Let's just put it at that. So work on your breath. Remember, our breath regulates our nervous system, so that's important during this time because Neptune is bringing in a lot of information, and it could steer us in a space where we don't feel too happy if we don't pay attention. All right, so that's Neptune. Saturn. Saturn is so Neptune in Aries, Saturn in Aries. So now again, our self, how we see ourselves, our identity, our inner child, our childhood. Aries is inner child. It's the root chakra. It's in a way the home, right? Us, our home, our body. So many of us are going to be shifting the way we look in general. changing our style. I don't know. I'm just seeing a vision. Who's gonna become a punk rock star? You look cute. Let me put some lipstick on. No, it's not me. What's up, TikTok? I love y'all. All right. So Saturn is the grandfather, right? Coming in to regulate. Recently, it regulated our spirituality, um, our spiritual practices. And when I say our spirituality and practices, I'm not talking about religion. All right. You read what you desire to read. You visit whatever temple you desire to visit. Heck, I'll be visiting all type of temples. So you do you, boo boo. When I say spirituality, I'm talking about the essence of you before you got into the body. The essence of you before you got into the body. Saturn came in to regulate that, to put you into alignment, right? To have you believe in something again, have faith in something again, right? And now when it's in Aries is we are embodying it, right? So Saturn is saying it's time to grow up. There's been a lot of growing up for my Aries. I salute us. Why are we like this? It's a lot of growing up. Shout out to the community. All right, there's a lot of growing up that's happening. And with that being said, Aries really doesn't like limitations, and that's what Saturn is coming to do. So there's really no shortcuts happening right now, and for the next 2.5 years. So I myself have experienced. I was doing a shortcut in a legal way, by the way. Okay, and Saturn was like, yeah, no. So all right, I'm gonna say it so y'all don't think I'm a criminal, right? So I was desiring to get a full-time job that was paying me at a high rate so that I can work there and just get the hiring letter to use it for something else. That's shortcutting. Because if why are you acting like you want to work full time when you know you're not even supposed to be working full time because of your whole projector energy and you work part time and blah 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 blah. So I did get the job and I declined it kindly the next day. So I didn't wait a long time. I wasn't like that either. I didn't wait a long time because the hours just seemed so long. Oh my gosh, right? Prior to 2017, I did any full-time job. I was the 70-hour a week girl. All right. Don't get that shit twisted. I was the weekend girl because my job was fun. I heard the amount of time and then I heard that it was taking my weekends. Oh, so that was the shortcut. And Saturn was like, yeah, no. And then I thought that I was going to be free for the summer. And then boom, I got the best opportunity of work ever. Okay. So I'm very happy. However, that is the energy that Saturn is coming with. You go and you try to do a shortcut and it's just going to knock it all down. And it's also going to guide you to the long version on how you're going to succeed in that area. So should we play around with this energy? I think not. Right? Let's save the trouble. Let's listen. Right? Look. And I'm keeping it 1,000 with y'all because, like I said, I share and I embody. This is my schedule. So, right after being beat up, I was like, let me get on a schedule. So I have my schedule. All right. And this is like I'm embodying my whole human design again. So the schedule is based on being a projector and it's working. So work with yourself. Work with yourself on how you can reinvent retrograde your approach to balancing your work life, like work play, work travel, work fun life, where you are making sure that you honor your talents, honor who you are, honor your experience. Fuck how many oh, I've been doing this for this long. Da, 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 da. So if that's you, then shift. What we've been learning for all these years, especially those of us who have been in companies where we had multiple positions, that was your training, so that you can take all of that and do something with it outside of that company. I promise you. There's nothing that I have not gained from old previous jobs that I have not used here. Like everything that I learned in all of my previous jobs, I use it in my everyday life. All right. So with that being said, let's get to work. Let's get to work with ease, right? Because this time around, like I said, because we're not doing shortcuts. We are actually planning things out, having the grand picture, and then also taking the baby steps. Those baby steps are required at this time, right? Because there's lessons around anger, lessons around the actions that we take, lessons around our identity, our self-worth when it comes to the whole Saturn in Aries is really discipline, all right? Definitely authority issues, especially when it comes to men, bosses, all right, and even when it comes to yourself. Why Aries is the masculine, is a masculine energy, is a masculine sign, right? So can we do our best to do what? Navigate our nervous system, because we could. Can we let someone else get us angry? Absolutely. For how long? It is up to you. Reminding ourselves that letting other people control our emotions is where we're steering away from. All right. It is best to reflect before starting something new. Do it. Will that be my schedule next month? Absolutely not. Right. So do it, test it out. Retrogrades is to test things out, by the way. All right. Test it out and then reapply. Like when, for my ladies out there that be buying the makeups, right? You found the foundation, you used it, you applied it, it wasn't the color. What did you do? You was tight that you paid for it. All right, we passed that. You go, you probably gift it to somebody else, and you go and buy another color and you reapply. That's the same thing that we're doing here, okay? We have a lot of analogies. All right, so again, reflect on what self-leadership means to you, all right? And it is time to rebuild your confidence and your structure. All of this retrograde is beginning during Cancer season. You see how the universe is coming in and just jab, jab, jab. Like, bro, Cancer season alone already is on an emotional tip. You feel me? And then everybody just says, hey, not one, not two, but we all having a retrograde party during Cancer season. This is why I say take care of yourself. In that schedule that I've had 3 days of fun. Don't play with me. Don't play with me. 3 days of fun. And I've been calling people, scheduling, going places to have fun. Allow yourself to have the fun. Oh, I don't have the funds. Oh, stop talking like that. For those of you who are into magic and manifestation, how easy have we seen one day we in this space with abundance and the next space we in this with abundance? Believe in that. So it's not necessary. As a matter of fact, somebody, I seen a TikTok and she was like, oh, watch how I do a free barbecue. And she called each person and act like she was throwing a barbecue and all she needed was one thing. And everybody brought that one thing and there was a free barbecue for everybody. All I'm saying is, if you try that out, let me know, because I don't have space for a barbecue, but that's genius if you want to have fun. I'm just saying. All right. If you're going to do it to people, don't send them this video so that they don't be like, oh, I heard you. All right. And then work on the boundaries with yourself first. What is your limit? What are you going to take and what are you not going to take? Where do you draw the line on yourself? Because reminding ourselves that the way we treat ourselves is the way others are going to treat us. Well, I think of myself very highly. What is reflecting? And what I'm saying is what is reflecting. If it's not who you are, then get away from those people. All right. But focus on self first, because again, it's in Aries. All right. Let me take a deep breath. I've been working too much time to live. Yes. All right. So one of the ways, and there's a lot that I have to share. I just need y'all to hype me up to share it, because it is a lot. Scripting is the best way for you to bring in your desires. Scripting and then repeating it over. There's times where I write things down and I probably say it for 5 days straight, and then I forget about it, and those things come into fruition. Could it be because I'm in alignment and I've been doing this for a while? Probably. But there's other things that I've been waiting for, and it has not manifested for a couple of years. So with that being said, it is very important for you to write exactly what you desire. I wrote down, y'all, I'll look for it, but I basically wrote down that I am working in a space where I am appreciated, right? And that I get paid $50 an hour for 20 hours a week, right? I've manifested that before, so why can I not manifest that again, right? That's just something that I know, because I did it before. That's another thing. When you have brought some what will be called delusional into reality, and you have proven it to yourself, it gets better and better and better. So I manifested to get paid $50 an hour, $50 an hour for 10 hours a week before. So I'm manifesting $50 an hour for 20 hours a week before. And I did it, by the way, right? Not only did I do it, I also asked for the uh the job to be close to where I live. I found a gig right down the block from where I live, and I've never seen this building before, and I walk down there every time I take the train, and I've never seen this building before. But all of a sudden, through this manifestation, that building appeared. That building been there. What you mean it appeared? So this is what I'm trying to say to you guys. It is important for you to really, really allow yourself to be delusional with steps. If you have the certification, if you have the degree, if you have the experience, I feel like once you have 5 years of experience with something, even if you don't have the degree or the education, you have been trained for that. All you have to do is ask God, source, universe, what can I do with this to better the life of others? This time is to also remind us that everything that we do is not just for ourselves. All right. Then we have, I said it before, but I'm going to tell you guys both retrogrades that are happening with Mercury. Mercury is not going to be retrograde, and not even for a month. It's from July 18th to August 11th. All right. And it's going to be retrograde in Leo. All right. And as it's retrograde in Leo, what is it doing? It's really in the space of watch what the fuck you say, because a lot of the words that we say are going to backfire on us. All right. And when I mean that a lot of the words are going to be backfiring on us, it's really going to be walk the walk, talk the talk. If you're saying to yourself that you're going to get healthier and you decided to go the opposite way, your mind is going to fuck with you to the point where you just going to probably get in alignment, right? Or you just going to do the opposite, right? And go down a spiral. Which one are we picking? All right. So text messages are going to be on fleek, right? That's what I on fleek. I'm not from that time frame, but whatever. Some people are going to be posting things that they regret. All right. Some egos are going to be bruised, reminding ourselves that Leo rules the heart. Leo rules being the show, the center of attention. Right. So for my Leos, if I mean, even around your birthday and stuff like that, you don't feel like you're getting the attention that you deserve. Hint, hint, hint. It is a time for you to move on to a different space where you are honored, right? It really is going to be a space where your self-worth is also going to be tested. Again, who are you handing your self-worth to? I'm just asking for a friend. All right. So, and then write this down. You ready? November 26th to December 15th, we have Mercury retrograde in Sagittarius. All right. So that's when a lot more truth bombs are going to be coming out. Secrets are going to be revealed. All right. It's going to be kind of messy around that time because Sagittarius is a fire sign. Sagittarius is also flighty. Don't come at me. All right. Sagittarius is flighty, and Sagittarius is also a sign that our times are not reliable, right? So when Mercury, and again, I have another video on that, but when Mercury goes into Sag and then it goes deeper into Scorpio, this is definitely going to be hitting a lot of that spiritual sector for us. So that could be you maybe have joined a religious group, and that religious group did not quite satisfy your spiritual needs or desires. You might not be so happy with that. So there's also going to be maybe you started going to school during during Sagittarius season or something like that, or you've been going to school for a while and now all of a sudden you didn't either you don't want to do it anymore, whatever you've been studying, or you feel like what you've been studying is a lie and things just it's messy. It's very messy. However, again, it's not going to be for a long time, as you can see, November 26th to December 15th. And it is on what we will call the holidays around that time. So be careful. All right. With your family. If you feel like telling your family off, if you feel like you have to express yourself to your family, it is very important. And I have a lot of experience with that. You have to set up a mental conversation prior to the actual conversation. And it is important to call in some of your spiritual team to help navigate the conversations, because a lot of our family members are not ready for the truth, or they may not care about what you think the truth is based on your perspective, right? So when you go to these family events, protect yourself and allow yourself to envision a different, right? This is where we come back to that illusion state. Envision a different outcome. I practiced that very hard when my mother was alive, because conversations, imagine having a conversation with a refugee Cuban in the United States. There was not a lot of, you came at the age of 20 something. You was already, como se dice, hecha y derecha. You was already ready for the world. You was prepared. You was right for the world. In Cuba, not in the United States. So there was a lot of disputes that we had, and I had to always mentally prepare for those conversations. So that's a good advice there for you guys. All right. So watch out for drama, right? Again, on how drama, because you want to express yourself. Of course, old lovers and ex-friends starts popping up, so keep mind on that. I do believe that it is important for us to rearrange our friendship circle if you desire not to completely end the friendship, right? A lot of times things end on their own and we just don't realize that. Things end on their own and we just don't realize that. So for the most part, if some old friends pop up, clear the attitude. Is that, oh wow, they coming back or whatever. So it's obvious that you left the door open for people to come back. Why did you do that? I'm not pointing fingers, I'm just asking questions. All right. So if you are planning any trips around this time, there could be always obviously some delays. All right, especially international trips because of that Sagittarius energy. Sagittarius rules the ninth. No, yeah, right. The ninth house. Yeah. Sorry, is that I have Virgo in my ninth house and I was thinking about Virgo. So Sagittarius rules the ninth house that has to do with travel. So international travels could be a bit of delay. All right. So be easy with yourself. All right. Read your text messages. Your text messages over and over before you send it. Your emails before you send it. Your posts before you send it. All right. And then allow yourself to just speak once. Right. If it's not the time to have a conversation, don't have it. Don't have it. What's wrong with why is it such an immediate, right? Is it a competition to make sure that the conversation get that your voice gets heard? Like, what's up? This is the time when we ask ourselves those questions. All right. Also, try not to delete anything at this time. All right. Save your text messages, save your emails. You might need them later. That is very, very important. All right. Who's screenshotting out there people's text messages? Y'all messy. All right. And then we have the special miniature planet, Chiron. Nobody really be talking about Chiron like that, right? I do. Because Chiron has been in Aries since 2008 fucking teen. All right. So for many of us who were ego-centered, especially my Aries, right? You guys were ego-centered. All right. Chiron was in there, the wounded healer, the one that be like, oh, me están haciendo cosas. Oh, why they doing that to me? And I'm going to learn how to use this and transmute this into healing. That's what Chiron has been doing. So we've been getting poked at since 2018. All right. And soon it's going to leave. Come on, because it's been a while. I'm ready. Because I am the one that be crying over good deeds. I see somebody got a car yesterday and she got a stroller. And I'm like, oh. All right. So Chiron has been poking at us. All right. And the main question that we've been asking ourselves since 2018 is, am I enough? Have you been able to quench that answer? I would say you are always enough, right? So there's been wounds that we've been healing, right? So Chiron is going retrograde July 30th until December 29th. No break. My man's gonna be like, short, no. All the way to the end of the year. So during this time, we're still going to be feeling sensitive. This is why I always share, protect yourself, ground yourself. What are your spiritual practices to protect yourself? It is very important, right? You're going to be feeling extra sensitive, especially around your identity, your confidence, all right? And you're really going to be fighting your past thoughts about who you are, and it's very important to honor that old identity of yours, right? Because it's going to continue to keep surfacing, but also patch it up. Patch it up. And I don't mean patch it up so that it can still be there. I mean like heal it, right? Pay attention to it. Add the ointment, right? It's like therapy, talking to your friends. You feel me? Add the ointment to it. Get it together. Together. Let's get it together. Hey. All right, no pun intended. All right, your inner child still on rage. Hey, Kamasita. Your inner child is on 1,000 right now. Why did I say, oh, have fun? Add fun to the equation of your motherfucking life. Because is my mic still on? Okay. Hi. My mic is still on? Yes, it is. All right. Have fun. Why? Our inner child is at play here all day, every day. I don't know what else to say. All right. So what does that look like? Does that look like you taking yesterday? I didn't do it, but I wanted to. I did say that I was gonna do it, but I didn't do it. I wanted to jump in the sprinklers. It's 90 something odd degrees out here. If you're watching this in December, maybe we are thinking the opposite, right? Anyways, and I wanted to jump in the sprinklers. I didn't find one, right? But I promise you that I was going to put my book bag in a plastic bag and I was going to jump in the sprinklers and I was going to go ahead, either walk home or get on the train. All right. New York style. Why? Because it was that hot. But also, who was saying that? My inner child. My inner child was like, sprinklers, sprinklers. Why? Because I'm 40. I can't go in the sprinklers. Or if a pump is open. You feel me? So your inner child has been feeling suppressed and anger has been building up for decades. If you 10 years old and you watching this, I love you because I do have my young ones. But for my other people, for decades, anger towards people, anger because we didn't get. All right, first and foremost, if you this is for those of you who have not visited a theme park and you still blame your parents for not visiting the theme park. What's that? Y'all ain't telling me I had something there. Why y'all? Oye, ustedes me dejan ahí con el papelito. Visit a theme park. I used to be like, oh, my mother never took me to Disney World until it's going to be dramatic, y'all. So work with me. It's going to be dramatic. My uncle was homebound. He was on his deathbed. Let's keep it 1,000. He was on his deathbed. And I did the honor of bringing my mother down on the bus to Florida because that's the only way she could travel. And during that time, they picked up my mother to take her to my uncle's house. And all of a sudden, I had some good friends that were in Disney World. And I got into Disney World for free. You think I complain about my mother not taking me to Disney World growing up anymore? Hell no. And that happened back in 2015. So there's some things in our lives that we can heal and let go of. I had to share that so you guys can see that it's not just the basic, oh, my mother wasn't there for me, my father wasn't there for me. It's deeper. It's some of those activities that we didn't get to do as children. And try your best to not exclude that to your children, because then what we're doing, creating generational wound. Just like we desire to create generational wealth, we create generational trauma too. Us here right now. Oh, it's hot and heavy today. Go ahead, spirit. Ooh, ooh, ooh. All right. If you're here live with me, I love you. All right. And Chiron again is going back to preparing us and continuing to show us not to be too hard on ourselves. Oh, well, I'm this age and what? Those type of thoughts are the thoughts of the world. You're this age, so you're supposed to be doing this. You're this race, so you're supposed to be doing this. That's boxes. Those are identities that we are still connected to. The best book to read for identity, I'm gonna tell you right now, because this is one of my favorite books, and I carry it everywhere because sometimes I just pull up to any page because I need it. Hold on. That's how close it is. Give me 1 second. Oh, I need to do another. Just focus, my ladies. And shout out to the ex business partner that's no longer a business partner. But this book right here, all right, The 5 Levels of Attachment, Toltec Wisdom for the Modern World, Don Miguel Ruiz Jr., not Don Miguel Ruiz, but his son, all right, and it's forward by his father, right? This shit right here, I kid you not, if you want to go deep, y'all want to have a book club, y'all know I always like reading, right? I'm going to tell you right now the levels. The first level is the authentic self. The second level is preference. The third level is identity. The fourth level is internalization. The fifth level is fantasism. Fantasism. All right. It has great chapters. I advise you guys to read it, right? And let it be a staple. Let it be a staple. All right, because it really does. It's really, really good. This could help out around this time. As a matter of fact, that I think I got this book right around the time Chiron went into Aries. All right, that was epiphany for me. All right, so with that being said, do the healing work. All right, that brings your body into the process. We are being productive. So, which one do we do? Somatic healing, right? I'm almost finished with my somatic certification, y'all. So I'm coming with that. Oh, and shout out to everybody who joined the Tuesday class for toning. We did amazing at 7 a.m., 30 minutes. So I'm coming back with something else. However, somatic healing is basically you moving that emotional energy out of your body, but you're working with that energy, right? Meaning that if anything resurfaces as far as emotions, I healed many child. Oh, I'm gonna read it right now because I get distracted. For you to focus specifically on that. Whenever I'm doing Reiki and someone comes to me, I always desire for them to have an intention, an idea of what area of their life they're looking to focus on and to release, so that you can also see. Most times when we're working on ourselves, we're working here, we're working there, we're working here, we're working there, and then we don't really know what area of our life is moving, right? And everything just happened all at once. With somatic healing, you can focus on that as well. And then breath work. There's so much. Like I just mentioned, Reiki, right? Therapy, that also helps out. All right. I used to go to therapy and I don't go to therapy anymore. Well, it's time to go back. Time to go back. Not forever. It could be just for like 2 or 3. Oh, you know what? Because I know that. Well, let me leave it like that because TikTok might hear him. My air conditioner. It's kind of hot, y'all. All right. And then it says, let your vulnerability be your power. That's what Chiron is all about. Chiron is about, again, I've been wounded and I'm transmuting this energy and I'm going to be a massive healer on that. You guys, I have so many stories on how I transform and transmute energy. You've been with me, all right, since 2019. I talked about grieving a lot. That's one of my specialties, right? I could say it with a smile. Grieving is one of my specialties. Working through my grieving while I'm healing and inspiring is my specialty. So the main important thing is to honor yourself, honor your process, and the validation is within you. Let your validation be within you, especially if we're at an older stage where we're expecting our parents to validate us. It is very crucial for us to learn how to honor ourselves and find what we feel is our authentic self, because at times we're looking for validation through what they desire for us to be, if that made any sense. I desire to be the best daughter, yet there's some resentment there. How can we be the best of something with some type of anger or Again, resentment. We can work on that. We can work on that. All right. So I have some more stuff for you. I have got some journaling questions for you. All right. So that way you don't be like, oh, she just told us all of this and she left us flat. All right. No, I didn't leave you flat. All right. So this talks about coming back to these questions. This is a video that you would like to probably save for later, right? Add it to one of your lists so that you could keep coming back every month and reminding yourself. All right. Let me see. We spoke about Chiron. We spoke about Neptune. We spoke about Saturn. We spoke about Pluto. And we spoke about Mercury. All right. We spoke about all of them. I did a video like this, I think 2 years ago. It was pretty dope. All right. So again, the collective theme for all of us, because these are collective themes. Review before you launch. All right. The second half of 2025 is all about slowing it down to avoid any repeated old cycles. We're done. We are aware. Me, you, we're aware. All right. And it's time for us to share that, not to tell people to become aware. Just be your authentic self, and people see you, and then they desire to be their authentic self. They don't have to be like you. Okay. All right. So spiritual discernment, it is at the top of our list. All right. Because with Neptune and Mercury, they're both doing what we would be considering the moonwalk. All right. Not all advice is good advice. All right. Some of the stuff that I may say right now may not be a good advice for you in your life. This is why it's important for you to what? Figure out who you are. Because every planet hits our lives differently. All right. We're going to be talking about Uranus and Gemini. That right there, I know you've been feeling it. Whatever started for you on 7/7 is lit. All right. Inner revolutionary. You being the leader. You voicing your opinions. All right. You being the one to not hold back anymore who you are. Right. That's that Saturn retrograde. That's what's talking to us. All right. So what we can't fix in the world, we are really going to be moving away from being mad at it and start creating something different. Me and you together, okay? All right. Then we have we have a lot of other things that are happening too. Don't forget the eclipses that are coming up. Don't forget that we still have the Pisces and the North, Pisces and Virgo North Node. So it goes back to checking our health. That is important right now. Like everybody's money, 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 money. But bro, if you can't even walk from here, let me stop because there's Amazon. I can't even say that. I was gonna say something that is irrelevant. Anyways, take care of your health. I'm not even gonna make no analogy. It's important. Like getting back to what would feel like optimal health for you is important. I think that was the word. They want to keep using that word. Optimal, optimal. Jesus Christ. All right. Not saying I desire to be who I was when I was 25. Saying I'm taking the knowledge of who I was when I was 25 and everything and everything that I've learned and all the wisdom I have accumulated up to this time and doing something different with it to keep myself healthy. So get your ass to the doctor. Get your ass to the therapist. Take those allergies. I don't know who needs to hear this, but take those allergy tests so you can stop eating certain things that keeps bothering your stomach. All right. And if you've been having some stomach issues, that also has to do, remember, our solar plexus is right there. This is intuitive message. Our solar plexus is right there. And what's happening is that you're not feeling confident. You're not feeling like yourself. You basically not feeling that good self-worth. Your stomach could be incorporating that, right? Those are all the fears. So it can be also emotionally based. All right. I learned that. So work on your solar plexus. Oh, what's my solar plexus? Look it up. That's number one. Two, if y'all want me to start talking about chakras again and do like a 7-day series of the chakras, I have a nice pamphlet that I got for my birthday that I can share with you guys, all about the chakras, all in one space, and we don't have to go all over the place. Also, Evelise, if you don't know her, she's someone who did the it was a 7-week chakra series that we did last year. She's good at that too. So go look her up. All right. So, what else? Here are the journaling questions. Y'all ready? And I'm gonna put it in I'm gonna put it down below as well. What have I outgrown but keep entertaining? What am I still trying to prove myself? What illusions have I accepted as truth? That's it. And you can ask yourself this every month as you declutter the energies you no longer desire and begin to attract the energy you desire, right? Because sometimes, again, if you've never desired to get married, right? And then all of a sudden you get this inspiration to say, hey, I want to get married. And, you've been with somebody for a very long time, and when I first met you, you said you didn't want to get married, and now you do, right? Where is all of this coming from? That's not specific. That's not specific. That was just general. However, who is that? All right. Some ritual ideas you can do is some sound healing, some bath rituals, right? During like Mercury retrograde and Neptune retrograde, because remembering that Neptune rules Pisces, so it does have to do with water, right? So that is important for us to do some baths. I have plenty of ideas on baths. Grecia Ordonez on Spiritual Luxury on TikTok and Instagram. She has a lot of baths as well. She sells baths. All right. So I'm just plugging in some people that I use myself so that you can be able to, if you can't find it anywhere, these are people that I actually receive services from. All right. This is a new one that I feel like is important. If some vision boards don't work anymore for you, it's time to burn those vision boards. I'm one that keep all of my vision boards, right? Because they all are really work related. There's some at work and health related, right? Work, health related. Yeah, pretty much that's the type of vision boards that I do. But some of them are from like 2012 and 13 and 14. Do they still relate now? So have a vision board party, burning party. Now let me stop. First and foremost, let's use caution. All right. Don't burn it if you don't have a backyard, baby. Because I definitely don't want anybody to be calling me about anything that I need to be concerned. All right. So that's the first thing. Secondly, let somebody else build a bonfire, right? If not, then don't burn it. Right. That's just me being with my Aries fiery self. You could just cut it up, or you could just rip it up and say thank you. All right. And as a collective, let's continue to share with people our inner circle. Let's continue to build our inner circle. Let's continue to support each other. And I would say, in a way, right, depend on each other. And I know we can create new meaning on people depending on people, right? Knowing that it can be in a healthy way, coexisting together as we inspire each other to depend on each other, to move each other, to move the collective. All right. Let me read some stuff that y'all saying. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna put the questions down there. Let me see over here on TikTok because I know y'all was saying something cool. Thank you for supporting me over here. I love you guys. Ooh. All right, let me see what y'all was saying. Real quick. It'll be inspiring for YouTube. I healed many childhood with my daughter. Playing with her Barbies, dollhouse, and so on. You see? That was smart, right? I do believe that a lot of us, I'm a whole big kid, right? So I'm here to borrow your kids. I'm here to teach kids. I'm here to be a teacher. I'm good. I'm a whole kid myself. My friends will tell my friends will tell you I'm a whole kid myself. Therefore, my inner child is good. I'm healing with the rest of y'all. All right. But some of us have children, not purposely, but God, source, universe send these children down, right, to be able to help us heal our inner child as well. So if you are recently with a child, right, let's use that energy, right, to inspire us so that we can still tap into our inner child and be in that creative space and honor the little one in us. All right. So I love y'all so much. Don't forget to share. And we'll be coming back because we got to talk about this Uranus and Gemini. We got to pull out some cards. So expect me to come back. I'm on a schedule. So I see you next Wednesday at 8:30 as well. And then there'll be a surprise video. All right. Don't forget to look at the shorts. I have a lot of affirmations and affirmation. I actually just did one for the nervous system because I knew I was going to be talking about it. So I got something that you can say. Okay. All right. Follow me on TikTok and Thread. That's where I'm heavily at. And yeah, I love you. I love you.